Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniel here again, and today we're going to be doing Project 6 in the SAM 2010 course, and this will be our last project in Microsoft PowerPoint. And what we're going to be doing today is a short 5-slide PowerPoint, and we're going to be working with inserting some sounds and picture art and stuff like that. So just so you guys can see, this is my grade on it, so hopefully if you do everything I do, this is what you'll get. That being said, let's get started. First of all, you're going to want to go to the SAM course online, and you're going to want to go to your assignments and click on Project 6, and you're going to click OK when that box comes up, and then you are going to download these files. There's your instructions, your PowerPoint, and this is a picture. So when you click on them, it'll ask you where you want to download them to or save them to. I just saved them to a file on my desktop. So once you've done that, you're going to open the file that you have saved, which is going to look like this. And the first thing you want to do when you open this is you're going to go to the very top left and click File, and you're going to go to Save As. And what Sam wants you to do at this point is erase whatever numbers are after the underscore after your name, leave the underscore, and just put A2, just like that. And when you do that, that will let Sam know that this file is applicable for submission. So you need to have that 2 there so that Sam will accept the file. And something that some people get confused about when they see on the instructions that it says save the file as L1A underscore first name last name kind of thing, and then it says underscore 2.pptx. Now pptx, you can see it right here, stands for PowerPoint presentation. And you actually don't have to enter that in. So all you have to do is enter in the 2, and the actual program inserts that pptx. So if you type in 2.pptx, when you upload it to SAM, it actually won't recognize it. So don't type that last part in, just do the 2, and then click Save. Alright, once you've done that, we can get started. First of all, you want to verify that your name's in the notes down here on the bottom. Make sure that it is. If it's not, go back to the site and re-download the file. You don't have to worry about anything under here, just leave all that alone, and then we can get started. It says on slide 1, insert the Elegant Rondo audio clip. Search artistry tempo. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Insert, the Insert menu up here on the top, and we want to insert some audio. So over here on the right, there's an audio button, and I'm going to click the little down arrow. When I do that, I'm going to go to audio from clip art audio, or it just says clip art audio. So when I click that, I have a whole selection of audios that come up. When you do this, you want to make sure that this box is selected. It says include office.com content. If this box isn't selected, then you won't have some of the sound files in here which you need. So make sure that this box is checked, just like that. So we're going to search for artsy tempo. And Elegant Rondo, I guess is what it's pronounced as. I'm not real sure. I don't really care. So once we've found it, we're going to double click on it, and this sound icon is going to appear in the middle of our slide. So once I've clicked on it, it will appear right there, and we're going to work on getting rid of that in just a minute so it doesn't show up there. But this is how you insert a sound file, just that simple process. You can play it like this, you can pause it. As of right now, Sam doesn't want you to do anything with it, but it's in the actual project now. So what it wants us to do is set the volume to low, set the clip play to play across the slides, and hide the sound icon during the show. So with your sound icon selected, just by clicking on it, up under the audio tools section, we're going to go to playback. And when we go to playback, we can see that we have these different options up here. So the first thing I want to do is set the volume to low. So up here under the audio options, there's a volume button. I'm going to click the little arrow underneath it, and it's going to drop that into a menu, and it has high, mute, medium, and low. I'm just going to click on low, and now that is selected. You'll see the check marks right next to it. So now the audio is put to low, and then it wants us to set the clips to play across the slides. So that is just a button up here next to start, and what we have to do is go to where it says on click, which is the default, and to the right of that there's a drop down arrow, and we click that, and when we do, we get another drop down menu, and there's a button that says play across slides, and so we click that, and you'll see that it changes to play across slides, and now you've done that task. The last thing it wants us to do for this requirement is to hide the sound icon during the show. So that's just a simple checkbox right here. Check it and you will have that done. So now, once you've checked that box, this sound icon won't appear when you're actually playing through your show because it's kind of ugly looking, so that's nice. Number 3, move the slide 1 subtitle placeholder downward to the bottom half of the slide so that the text appears below the sound icon. So this March 18th, 2012 and Tin Pan Alley is our subtitle box, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on March, and you'll see that when I do that, this box appears, and what it wants us to do is just to move it so it comes lower underneath this sound icon. And what I'm going to do that is to adjust this box. So you'll see when I have my mouse over these little white squares, it changes to these up and down arrows, and when I click and hold, I can drag how far I want my box to go down. So I want the bottom to be right about here, a little higher, right about there for the bottom part, and then when I move the top part, you'll notice that the text actually moves with it, just like that. So when you do this, it will move the text automatically just by clicking and holding on these white boxes, and your text will move accordingly. So that's how you move it downward. It wants it just about right in that position, maybe a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be exact since Sam doesn't specify the exact location, but looking at my example, that's about right where it is. So the next thing it wants us to do is center both subtitle paragraphs. So it wants me to center this one, so I'm just going to click and have my cursor on March. Then I'm going to go to Home, and under my paragraph section, I'm going to click the center button, which is this one right here, and it's going to move March into the center of the slide. And I'm going to do the same thing to Tin Pan Alley, and just click on it, and I'm going to go up to the center button and click it, and now it's all centered. On slide 2, insert the picture called Support Blackboard Chef JPEG. So to move to slide 2, we're just going to click on it over here in our quick access menu, and you'll see it changes right away when I click on it, and it wants us to insert the picture that we downloaded to our computer earlier. So this is the insert picture from file button, and it's nice that they have this for you because it pretty much does it for you. So what you're just going to do is you're going to click on it, and when you do that, it's going to open up this extra box, and in this box you're going to go find where you saved that file, that picture file that you downloaded earlier. So mine is in this, I believe. Yep, there it is. So you find the file, you double click on it, and it automatically inserts the picture right into that box right there. So once you've done that, we want to change the color of the picture to gold accent color 3 dark in the recolor area. So having the picture selected just by clicking on it, and making sure that I'm under my format options under the picture tools, there's a button in the top left that says color, and when I click the little arrow beneath it, I'm going to have these different color options come up, and what it wants me to find is gold accent color 3 dark, and I think it's this one yeah, so since I've done this I already know, but if you guys can't find it, just leave your mouse hovering over the pictures and you can see that the name pops up. These three are automatically selected, so if you're confused by that, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. That's just the default. So this is the color I want. You can see the name popped up, so I'm just going to click it and it's going to change the picture to this yellowish old-timey kind of look, which is kind of neat actually. So the next thing it wants us to do is to add a border to this picture using the theme color dark red accent 5. So having my picture selected still, I want to go under my picture styles menu to picture border up here on the top right. And when I go here, I want to click on the arrow just to the right of it, and it's going to drop down into my color chart, and I want to find dark red accent 5. And I can see that it's that one just by leaving my mouse over it. The name pops up, so I'm going to click that. And you can't really see the border when you click it, but it is there now. And what we're going to do now is change it so that the border weight is visible, because it's so small right now you can barely see it just on the outer edges. So what I'm going to do now is go back to my border button, click the arrow, and go to weight. And under that it says it wants me to select 6-point weight. So when I go to weight, a menu pops down, and you can see when I find 6, my border will grow to that weight. So I'm going to click that, and now you can see the border a little bit better. Alright, moving right along, we're on slide 3 now. We're going to switch by clicking to slide 3. It says right align all the text, so I'm going to click entries. I'm going to go up to my paragraph section. I'm going to find the right, or it says align text right. I'm going to click that. It's going to move it just a little bit. Same thing with seafood. Click right just a little bit. Lobster. Click right. And now all of my text is right aligned. Insert the chef video clip from office.com shown in figure 1. Resize this clip so that it's 4.08 and 3.98 wide. Okay, so to do this, we're going to go to the insert menu, and we're going to go to this video sign over here where it says video, and underneath that there's an arrow. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go to clip art video. So once I do that, my little search menu is going to pop back up, and I'm going to search chef. And when I do that, it's this one. I can tell from my example that it's that one. So I'm going to double click on that one, and it's going to insert this little chef video. Now it wants me to resize the clip so that it is 4.08 in height. So having my clip selected, this is actually a video clip. It'll just repeat itself over and over and over again. Under when I select it, in the top right corner there's my size chart, and what it wants me to do is change the height to 4.08, so I can use these arrows or I can just type it in, which is what I prefer. So 4.08, and you'll notice that when I do this, it automatically changes the width to 9 or 3.98, which is what we want in the requirements. If yours doesn't do that, it's a setting you can go in and find under your settings. So you can either do that or you can just size the height and then size the width separately. So once you've done that, you can kind of position it so it's what it looks like in the example. Something like that, just about. And now what it wants us to do is to insert the pepper grinding video clip from office.com shown in figure 2. So it's the same type of thing. We're going to go to insert. We're going to go to the videos drop down arrow. We're going to click clip art video, and now we're going to type in our search pepper grinder. When we do that, we have a couple different ones that pop up. I want this one, judging by my example. I'm going to click on that. It's going to insert it automatically. I want it in the bottom left corner right about here. and it wants me to change the height to 3.81. So having my clip selected, I'm going to go back up to the height, and I'm going to type in 3.81. And when I do that, it automatically changes the width to 2.25, as you can see. And then it wants me to move the pepper grinding clip to the lower left corner, which is right about here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert audio for these clips. So the first thing we're going to do is search for pepper grinder and cartoon crash for office.com and start these clips automatically. So we're going to go to insert, and we're going to go to audio, and we're going to select clip art. It's kind of a tongue twister for me. Clip art audio. And I'm going to search for pepper grinder again, and it's the only one that pops up, so when I double click on it, it will insert my audio into the center of the slide. And then I want to research another one. It says search crash. Whoa. And when I do that, it wants me to select cartoon crash. So when I double click on that, what it's going to do is put this audio over top of the one I just put in. So to move them from on top of each other, I'm just going to click on the icon and move it up. That way you'll see now that I have two audio clips here. So this one was the cartoon crash, and this one was my pepper grinder. So you just move them out of the way. It even says to do that in the instructions you can read. You just have to reposition them so you can get to both of them. So what it wants us to do is to start these clips automatically. So I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to go to under my audio tools. I'm going to click playback, and where it says starts, I'm going to go to the drop down arrow next to it, and I'm going to select automatically. And now that slide is going to play automatically when that slide is shown. And I'm going to do the same thing for the one beneath it. Go to playback, go to the arrow, click automatically, and now we've put both of those to start automatically. It also wants us to hide the sound icons during the show, so we're going to select this box again, hide during show, and loop until stop. So that's another checkbox right here. I'm just going to click that, and I'm going to select the other one and also click that. So now they're all set to what that requirement wants. And it says, hint, you may want to move the audio. Yeah, that's what I just said earlier. Reposition them so you can see, so you're not clicking on top of each other. So once you've done that, we're going to move to slide 4, and it says apply the watercolor sponge artistic effect to the lobster picture in the left content placeholder. So that's this one. I'm sure you guys know what a lobster is. If you don't, that's really sad. And then once you've selected your picture, you're going to go to format, and we're going to go, instead of color, we're going to go to artistic effect, which is right next to color. So when we do this, we click on the little arrow next to it, or just click the button, and we want watercolor sponge is the first one we want. So just gonna look through them real quick, and it's this one right here. I can see by leaving my mouse over it, comes up watercolor sponge. You'll see this is what's called a live preview. When I move my mouse to each of the different options, it actually shows on the picture right here what it would look like. So I want this one, so I'm going to click it, and it's going to leave the picture in that style. And then it wants me to apply the plastic wrap artist effect to the whatever Piella picture in the right content placeholder. I don't even know if I said that right, but it's some type of food. It looks kind of nasty, actually, kind of like maggots and dirt and stuff. So blech. So again, we're going to go to the artistic effect button, click it, and look for plastic wrap, which I saw earlier, which is this one right here in this right corner, and I can click that, and now my picture is going to stay changed just like that. Alright, our final slide, we're going to insert the bottle open audio clip from office.com. So again, same thing, we're going to go to insert, we're going to go to the audio button, we're going to go to clip art audio, and we're going to type in bottle open. And when we do that, that's the only sound that comes up. I'm going to double click on it, and it's going to insert it directly into my slideshow. It wants us to move the sound icon to the lower right corner of the slide, so right about here. Let me look at my example real quick. Yep, that's about right. Now what we want to do is make sure this clip is set to start on click. So having this icon selected, I'm going to go to playback and my audio tools, and under the start, again, it says on click, which is what we want. If yours isn't set to that already, go to the arrow and select on click. And now what this is going to do is, instead of playing automatically when the slide pops up or playing across the whole slides, it's going to start when I actually hit the play button. It wants us to center the text in the caption placeholder and then move the placeholder downward to approximately the location shown in the final figure. So we're going to center the caption placeholder, which is this one. I'm going to go under my paragraph settings, click center, and it's going to move both of them over. I just selected it just by clicking on line. It would do the same thing if I clicked on pairings, but I didn't. So now it wants us to just move the placeholder downward to approximately the location of the final figure, which looks something. Whoa, that was really far. And again, once you've clicked on the text, you use these squares, these white squares, to move where you want it. So it looks like it's about right there, maybe a little bit lower. So now to see what we've made, we can go up here to slideshow and click that button, and we can click play from beginning. And when we do this, we're going to see that it's going to start on the very first slide, and we'll hear our different sounds and our different animations that we put in. So let's see what that looks like. Alright, we got our nice music. It's on low setting. Nice, good stuff. I'm going to hit the right arrow on the keyboard. There's the picture. Pretty nice. There's our little animations. Some funky sounds, man. More pictures. And here's our wine pairings part. And remember what I said, that this won't make that sound until I press play. Just like that. And you hear the bottle going off. And that is everything you need to know for Project 6. So you can go to File now and click Save again, now that you've saved the file earlier. So it'll save all your changes, and then you're going to go back to the SAM's site and submit your file. I hope you guys found this helpful. This will be the last project we do in PowerPoint. Next week we're going to be working in Microsoft Excel, so it's a little bit trickier. You got to learn some math and some formulas, but I hope this helped, and I hope you guys get a good grade. Shoot me a message if you want to see any other tutorials. I don't just do the SAM's course, I do a whole bunch of other things, really limitless. So if I know what or how to do what you want to know, just send me a message and I'll definitely try to make a tutorial. If you found this helpful, please click the subscribe button and the like button. It helps me out a little bit, and I'll see you guys next time.